Liverpool, as you quite rightly say, Frank, not really in the title race. Of course, it is now between Arsenal and Manchester City. Yesterday, both teams registering victories. Of course, Arsenal still have that 1 point lead. They've got 2 games to play. Manchester City with 3 matches remaining. They are favourites to make it 4 in a row. Of course, the first team to ever do that. Let's just remind you who's got what. Arsenal away against Manchester United next weekend. Final game at home against Everton. For City, they're away against Fulham, away against Spurs, then home against West Ham. But we kind of always thought it was who's going to blink first, didn't we, Craig? And at the moment, it's quite a strong argument to say neither are.
No, so that is going to end up City are in the driving seat in that respect. So hard to see. Both sides look strong, don't they?
Yes,
very strong.
Both sides.
Both peaking at the right time.
A couple of little things for Arsenal here and there in the last couple of months that is probably going to cost them. But unless City slip up, I can't see it. I mean, Tottenham are, dishevelled at the moment. They look as if they've run their race. West Ham got pummeled, absolutely pummeled today. We'll get to that. And who was the other game?
Everton is the Arsenal game.
Fulham kind of.
Oh, Fulham. I'm talking about City. Fulham. I'm thinking about City. Fulham away, I believe it is. I mean, you can never say never. But if I was in the Arsenal dressing room, I would be concerned that
they're going to run the table.
They're just going to run the table.
Do you agree, Frank?
I have to agree. I mean, the past have showed us that City, when they put the fourth gear, at the end of the Premier League, they always get it. Yeah, it's they have to be tuned in for 4 games still, and but they can manage to do so, and they proved again in the past that they can do it. I mean, I want to see what will be the behavior of Manchester United as well against Arsenal, because it's. I think the Manchester United fans will be, I don't know if they'll be more happy to see City winning or less sad to see City winning or Arsenal. I think, again, and I said that last season, City yet doesn't have enemies. Nobody can like Arsenal if they are Chelsea or if they are Manchester United. Nobody loves Manchester United if they are Chelsea or Arsenal. I get those examples. But it's like nobody cares about City. They don't create yet. They are creating yet the history, but it doesn't belong to the past. So the haters, they're not there yet, on the field and out of the field. So I think Manchester United will fight to make sure that Arsenal doesn't get the job.
No, Frank, I think you're talking nonsense. I think if you live in Manchester and you support Manchester United, there's no way you want to see Manchester City do something that your team has never, ever done, and that's win 4 titles in a row. And if you can prove to be the thorn in the side of that, then I think...
Man United haven't got any fight.
So are you saying that Manchester United will... Are you saying that Manchester United players will let Arsenal win to get the title?
No, I'm saying that I don't think the players will, but you're talking from a fan's perspective, you don't have enemies. I think there's definitely enemies between United and City.
I didn't see the interview, but Eric Ten Hag...
What's he done now?
He gave an interview apparently to Gary Neville, and everybody now thinks he's the second coming of Trapattoni.
Oh,
it's like, Gary Neville sat down with him apparently, and everyone in that side of the northwest of England basically kissed his backside about, he's had all the injuries and had this, and he's had this, and he's forward thinking. I'm like, oh my God, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, it really is. I can't get my head around it.
I haven't seen that.
Can I go back to...
I do like the way you've got Manchester United into this conversation.
Well, the usual busybodies were lauding over it. But let me go back to Man City. The Premier League are a disgrace, right? Once again, we have... And I'm not taking anything away from City players here, or the manager. They're a great side, right? The Premier League are a disgrace. 4 titles in a row. They have 115 charges... But the Premier League are happy to go about with the biggest boxing gloves they've got on and punch the lights out of the Nottingham Forest and the Evertons of this world and Leicester City who are coming back up. And yet, for how long now? They've had 115 charges and yet they've done nothing.
Better lawyers.
It's an absolute disgrace what they are doing to we don't even know the relegation yet, about appeals and all that goes with it. Right? These clubs, some of them, when they go down, and we've seen Birmingham go down from the Championship to League One. Sheffield Wednesday almost went down with them two clubs that have been in the Premier League. These clubs like Nottingham Forest, Luton, Burnley, Sheffield United, they struggle when they go down, even with parachute payments because of salaries and whatnot. And then we have the Premier League sitting there on its backside, kowtowing to a club with 115 charges. It's not on. I'm sorry, but it's not on.